Guys, today we're going to be working on the foam body and the foam head. The materials we're going to need today are hot glue sticks, a hot glue gun, a pair of scissors, maybe some permanent markers too, your pieces of foam, and some plastic, some really thin plastic if you can, or some boning. Let's get started. So I thought I'd bring you guys sort of up close to show you how to build the foam skull today, and how to work on the foam body and add some structure to it so it doesn't collapse on you. So what you want to do for the foam head is you've traced it, right? Last time we traced it in the last episode. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna glue it like that. That's dumb, okay? You don't want to glue it like this because then it'll turn out weird. So never glue those two edges together, okay? Because then you get a head that looks like this, and you don't want that. So the first part you want to glue is glue along this line right here, and then you're going to want to glue it, and it'll curve into something like that. So let's glue it. So now we have the foam skull completed, and what we're going to do is a tip, just so you know, when you build the pattern, the line should be going towards the back of the head. So when you glue it, it should look like this in the back. You should, well, if this is the front of the head, this is the back of the head. The front, it should go back like this. Should have the curves like that. The mouse plate will be here, so you want those curves going back in the head like that. Then what we're going to do is, to make it a little easier, flip it inside out, and you get a skull that looks like that, which is nice. No marker lines. Yay! So now the foam head is complete. Let's work on the body. So now we have the foam body pieces here, all 6. Should have 6 of these. Yeah. When gluing these, you want to make sure that they're all going down. So you don't have one like this. So you don't have something like this. You want them all going down like this on the patterns, and they'll be glued, and you'll have a body. So I feel another time lapse coming on. Let's see. So now we have the body complete, not completed 100%, but we have the body at a reasonable state now, where we can now flip it inside out, and boop, boop. Get a nice little foam body. Ta-da! So now what we have here, we have a foam body and a foam skull, and comparing it to the puppet, it's looking like everything's gonna work out perfect. Now the next thing we're gonna add is some type of structure on the inside of the foam body so that it's not this. So let's go. Now, in order to create some structure for the foam body, you know, you're gonna want to add some rings on the inside of the puppet, of the inside of the body here and here. Now, as you can see, I kind of have like a small one already in the bottom, but I'm gonna add a brand new one in the top and bottom on the body. And what I'm gonna use, this old Easter basket that you can pick up any, you know, pretty much like Dollar General, CVS, Walmart. It came with a handle, but the handle I cut up and put on the inside. But what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to cut it and cut out pretty much this chunk here all the way around. Let's go. So once you have the top and bottom cut off of the bucket or basket that you use with plastic or something, and you cut off a good chunk of it, then you cut off the bottom of it, what you're going to want to do is mark on it. I don't know if I have a ruler around. I usually do, but I don't today. So what you're going to want to do is, once you have this piece cut out, is you're going to want to mark on it on the inside or wherever. You're going to want to mark about every half an inch. So like you're going to want to put like a line or something every half an inch on this. So now that you've marked every half an inch, you're going to want to cut about every half an inch off, and you should have a few little slender slips of plastic. So once you have all those cut out, it won't look like a basket anymore. It'll look more like a bunch of plastic rings like this. Oops. I'll show you what we're going to do next with the body. So I have a lot of these things here. Maybe 10 or so. I didn't really count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rings. Ha 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 ha. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put these in the body to sort of hold the structure. These aren't the strongest things in the world, but it'll hold its structure a little bit better. So what we're gonna want to do is maybe measure the inside of the body. So like this piece of plastic is a pretty good size of the body. I just need to add maybe an inch on one end. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take this out here. I'm gonna sort of flatten it out. Don't need to, but it's nice to do. I'm gonna find sort of a smaller one and lay it on here like this, like that, and then add on about maybe an inch, so maybe about there. Okay. So I don't know the measurements of this. The bottom one's about longer than a foot. It's about maybe a foot and maybe 2 inches for the bottom one. Don't quote me on that because, you know, I'm not trying to measure these right now. So but yeah, so this will be the bottom ring that your hand goes in for this part. Yay. So yeah, that'll be that. And the top one, let's see. let's see here. The top one needs to fit in here snugly. So top one is about that size. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Because that'll line up like that. Okay. And you'll have a big top like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so then you need to measure this. This is about a foot, I'd say, right? Yeah, this is about a foot and an inch. A foot and 1 inch. So we're gonna take another one here and do the same thing. Take it and measure it to about the point that it's at and cut it a little bigger, like not that bigger, not that much bigger, but yeah. So then I'm gonna put these rings away and I'll show you how to put these in the body. So when you're putting these rings in the body, you want to be a little cautious of the hot glue and which one's which, especially for putting them in. So what I want to do is, if you want to, mark these T for top and B for bottom, so you know which one goes where. So bottom, top, top and bottom, oh, like that, top and bottom, there you go. So to put them in the body, what we're gonna want to do is, so for the top, you're just gonna want to start at a corner and start gluing it in. So like on the inside here, you're gonna want to start gluing it in here on the inside like that. I don't really know how to get that on camera, but yeah, you guys will probably get the gist of it. So I'll show you, I guess. So you're gonna wanna, so what you're gonna wanna do is not have any extra strings, that's for sure. And you're gonna wanna take it and sort of glue on the plastic here a little bit. It'll make the plastic a little more flimsy, so you have a little more to work with. And then you're gonna wanna glue it on the inside of the body, like so. So then it'll be glued on the inside like that, or like that. There we go. Okay. Okay. So then another way you could do it is glue from the inside the body. Just like that. We're still not done yet, but you know, we're getting there. Almost done. And then add some structure on the inside of that. I accidentally cut that one a little too long, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. Then you have a nice hole opening, and your body is a little more structurally sturdy. And I'm gonna have to glue this last piece, but there we go. So then you have one in the top, and then I'll do the bottom one on a time lapse, and we'll come back and I'll show you what the body should look like with the rings in. So now that we have the structure in the foam body, I put a middle ring, as you probably heard, in the body from the over voice. I think I put a voiceover. Okay, thank you. But yeah, I did put a middle ring in here to help the inner structure of it. You can too. It's a little difficult to do that, but it will give the body a lot of structure, especially when performing the character. You know, the body won't collapse like the body that's in him now. It's kind of collapsed on the inside. As you can see, it has no rings, which I'll have to put rings in him, but let me check out his full body here for a second. He looks weird without his body. But this is a foam body without pretty much the structure. They're about the same size, honestly. A little different because this one has structure on it and this one doesn't. Probably if I put this body in there, it'd probably fit just the same. I think this one's just a tad bit smaller than this one. They look about the same size. I think they are. I think it's just the way the body's built. But yeah. So thanks guys for tuning in. The parts we should have done today are the foam skull and the foam body, all glued together with the structure on the inside. Next episode, we will be working on the hands. And now, before I go any farther in this, the boiling fur, I'm not going to do a whole tutorial on that, because there's I think a few on YouTube. I don't know if there's any on fur, but I'll do one later for a separate video, not in the series. But I'm just gonna show you guys like a quick overview of how I do it, not really like a how-to. In this tutorial, I'm just gonna kind of show you how, you know, I boil the fur, how it comes out, blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna do a full tutorial yet. But if you guys think I should do a full tutorial on how to boil fur, I surely will. Next, we work on the foam hands and putting rods in them and making rods. And maybe adding some nice materials on the inside of the puppet so you can perform him nice and easy. Now, in part 2, you saw that I didn't use a Project Puppet body pattern. and or the fur body pattern. I made my own body pattern for my monsters. So if you guys think I should make this downloadable, I can. But I made my own body pattern for monsters and their bodies. Instead of having 8 pieces to sew together, it's a lot of resewing. I thought it'd be easier just to make one pattern for the whole body and then add a second piece on top, which this is a lot easier than the Project Puppet pattern, because I'm not sewing 8 separate pieces and then another thing when I could just have one full body pattern, and it looks pretty good. So yeah.